Uploading Excel data into the Power App is a very common case, as I've already created a video on that. But if the data is not configured, if the Excel is not having any table, then how would you extract the rows? Hi everyone, this is Prashant Chaudhary. I welcome you all to my channel Classy Power App. In this video, we'll understand how we can get the unconfigured data of Excel into the Power App. Assume your Excel sheet is having the data, but data is not having any table. Here you can see on the picture as well, at the top you can see we have the data, and that data is completely enclosed into the table, and that table has some columns and some rows. Okay, so getting that data into the Power App, that case I have already discussed, already created the video on that. But if that Excel is having the data, but that data is not in the systematic way, if that data is not having the table, it's just insertion of some data, that's it, then how that rows would be extracted and how that rows would be available in the Power App. So we are going to explain this. Okay, so without wasting time, I'm just navigating to my screen. So let's assume I have created some Excel sheet, okay, where I haven't made any type of table and I have inserted some data. Okay, now you know very well how to upload any file, any Excel file, into the cloud storage or into the any document library of any cloud storage, either in the SharePoint library or any other. I'm just assuming that you know it. If you haven't, please try to watch my previous video how to upload the file to the document libraries from the Power App. Okay, so I'm just uploading it to the my one of my document library manually. Okay, because I would just want to show you, if the data is not configured, then how would you extract the rows. Okay, so here I got that data, that Excel sheet. If I open it, I can see the data is in this format. Now I need that data to be in my Power App. As if you have already watched my video, we use Power Automate to get these rows into the Power App. Okay, so we proceed with the Power Automate. We start with the instant one for now. This is would be, let's say, test unconfigured data, unconfigured Excel data. Okay, and I'm using Power App as my trigger because I found all rows into my Power App. Meanwhile to that, I also create one Power App. Okay, now as I need to get the rows of this, so I use Excel connector. In the Excel connector, I have the list rows present in a table. I use the location to be my site. This is my site, and the library I'm using is my uploaded files. The file I'm using is my test.csv. Okay, and the range table. Since this data is not having the table, that is why we can't use this direct approach here, because that file is not having any table, so it would not give you any table from where you would extract the rows. Then what you need to do, you need to first create the table. Okay, so how will you create? You need to run any office script. Okay, the office script is actually the concept that you can use even in the Excel to automate some processes. And right now our requirement is to automate the table creation of in the Excel sheet. Okay, so how you can create the Excel sheet, I have already created the code. Okay, so here is the code that I have created. I'll try to explain you how I have created this code. See, in this code I have written one function. That function I have passed only the workbook, the ExcelScript.Workbook. Then I have used one variable. That variable is actually capturing the worksheet whose name is sheet 1. Okay, then I have used one more variable, useRange. This variable is actually getting the range of the data that is actually written in the Excel sheet. Okay, use range means in the Excel sheet how much range I have been used by the data. Okay. Later, in the third variable, I have created the table, add a table in the workbook. I have created the table whose range I have given the usedRange.getAddress. Okay. And I have made the styling of this table as table style media one. You will get this code in the description of video. Also, I try to upload the complete system into the GitHub repository. Okay. And provide the link in the description. So I also told you in the last like how I have created this code. It's very simple. So for now I'm just using this code. I simply copy this code, okay? And here you have the option to go with the Excel. Just proceed with the Excel, okay? And in the Excel, just open any Excel. In the Excel you have the option of automate, okay? Just proceed with this automate, and in the automate you have the option to add your new script. Okay, you have some predefined script as well. So I start with new script, as I have already created the script, so I have the script, so I can just paste my script here. Okay, I remove everything and add my script here. Okay, now I simply save this script, and the name, this is my create dynamic and a mic dynamic table. This is my name of my script, and I simply save this. Okay, my script has been saved. Now I come to my Power Automate, and here I need to run that script. Okay, so in order to run the office script in the Excel, you have the direct action that is available, which is the run script. Okay, simply open it, and in which first you need to add the places. So my site name was my production site, document library was my uploaded files, and the file name was my test CSV. And here, if I open this one, I get my create dynamic table script. Okay, this is my script I want to run on this table. Later on, once it get run, so this script is actually creating the table for me. Now what I need to do, I need to get the list of the tables that is present in my worksheet. Okay, so I use again the Excel connector, Excel business, and use this get tables. Okay, so it's a get table. Again I need to add all places, production site, document library is my uploaded files, and the file name is my test CSV, because I have already created the table. Now here I can pass the dynamic content that is coming from the get tables. Okay, so I use get item, and here I use the table name. It comes to the apply to each. Now I need one more variable, so I use one variable because I need those rows into my Power App. Initialize variable, the name to be type to be array type, and in the apply to each we simply add those data into variable. I use set variable, and here data, and what data it needs to get, it needs to get the value of my list rows. Okay, then when just try to understand what this flow is actually doing. That flow would be triggered from the Power App. Later it initializes one variable that is actually my array variable. Later it runs some script. That script is actually creating the table whose range is the size, whatever the size data has actually taken in the Excel sheet. Okay, then it will get the tables from the worksheet, so it will get the table that is recently generated from the script. Then in it get the rows and store those rows into my array variables. Okay, now when the script would complete, it will take little time. Okay, so you need to add some delay here. because once the script get over, if that power automate simply move to the next stage, it would not find the table. Okay, so it's better to add some delay. Okay, let's say 5-second delay I'm using. 5 seconds delay. Now I use one response respond to power app so that I can get those data into my power app. Respond to power app, and this is I'm using the text type. Since this variable is actually the look array type, but I can do the typecasting. Okay, so I use data, and here in the dynamic expression I can use string, and in the dynamic content I can pass the data. Okay, so just save this flow. Now come to the power app. Okay, so just come to the power app. I'm just trying to make it a little more fast. Let's open any of my flow, any app. Okay, you can use anyone. So in order to make it a little fast, I'm just trying to make things in my existing app. Okay, so remove everything. Okay, fine, let it here only. So now here I'll simply add my flow. My flow name is my test unconfigured. So I use test unconfigured data. Okay, so on this button I'll use the I simply call that flow and put the response into some variable response, and flow my flow name is test unconfigured run goes dot data one. Now try to check and add one label that is actually showing me the res. Okay, just try it. So it has now run. My flow has started running. So it simply first run the script. That script is actually create the table into my share into my Excel sheet, and later those rows would be extracted. Okay, so here you can see get the data. Now I can use the parse JSON function to get it. Okay, like parse JSON res. Okay, that needs to be in the table. Get, and I'll simply add only one value. Okay, dot title, and this is to be type of text. Okay, yeah, I start getting some values. Okay, so I'm not adding all values columns here. So as I'm just running out of time, just need to show you how I have done that. So this is the way I have used. I have run the office script. I provide that script into the description of this video. If you want to create your script, you can do one thing, like you can use the record action, whatever the action. If you have some data and you need to just do some actions, depending on your action it will create the script for you, and later on you need to just add some more, need to do some more research, and you can some pass some dynamic content in order to make your script ready for you. Okay, so this is the way I have created my script. Okay, so thank you everyone, thanks